Good day, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Mafu, hello. Riff, good to see you. And good job, Mafu, being first. Hello, hello. Riff, I'm doing well. How are you doing today? And Vikram, hello. We'll be taking a look at your work shortly. Right on time. She was. Oh, we got a big boom right off the bat.
Mafu, you just redeemed big boom.
Vikram over on YouTube, I see you. Boom. Thank you for that, Mafu. Okay. You needed it. Hey, you can have it anytime you want. And a Riff says I'm fine. Good. Good to hear. This is a really... What is this? Hold on. This is new. Okay. Okay. Mafu says, got a big day soon. Ooh, nice. And a Riff. Okay.
Designed by Arif, just redeemed big boom.
There you go, a Riff. Boom. All right. I just noticed something new. Let's go ahead and take care of... You guys aren't even going to let me get started. Cheers. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Shawn. I'm a photographer. I am based in Germany. Wherever you are watching this, hopefully you can find a Linktree link in the description.
Unzero variable just redeemed big boom.
Hi, Oliver. YouTube's going to be one of those days today. Thank you, Oliver.
Vikram King 1999 just redeemed doodle game.
Okay, we will get to the doodle game, Vikram. I don't know where that is, Mafu. I don't know. If you want to DM me that website, I'll take a look at it. Thank you for that, Mafu. Okay. I'm just checking. Linktree in the description. Okay, so if you click on the Linktree, this is what it looks like. Oh, no hurry, no hurry. I'm live. I'm not going to be able to look at it right now. This is every place you can find me on the interwebs, and if you would like to share your work with me, you can join my Discord from there. If you're watching this on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, you can like, subscribe, follow, all those great things. If you would rather, you can subscribe to me on Behance. I do have a subscription page here. I'm slowing down. Okay, something that I just noticed today. There is your milestones on Behance. And when I jumped over open this page, it was flashing with a blue dot next to it. I'm assuming this is for everybody. So clicking on it, let's see what we've got here. All right. Yeah, my featured gallery, my featured projects from a long time ago. $500 earned. Okay, earning milestones. Freelance job milestones. 1, 5, 10, 25, 50. Wow. Don't know if it's pro only or if I just don't have any milestones. You may not have milestones because I'm no longer pro. My pro has ran out. I was able to get pro. No, I'm not pro anymore. Check this out. Okay, so if I come over and where is, well, let me find it. I don't want to show something I shouldn't. Nope, that's not what I want. Where is it? Okay, anyway, the point I'm making is I'm no longer pro because it ran out. And I haven't been able to get it. There's an issue with the codes with Adobe. That's it. If you want to purchase it and purchase Pro, you can. There was just a different avenue that I was using. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me come here. Jump over to my Behance page and see if you can see it. And I will do the same thing. Let me get here. Actually, okay. You've never sold anything on Behance? Has your projects been featured? Let's see, who do we want to look? I don't have anything relevant to show on it. Because, hello Tim, because you are in Germany, you don't have milestones. You have kilometers. Kilometer stones. Okay, Frank is pro. Well, we can just, let's jump over to Tim's. Tim's here. Well, okay, that was a bad example. Hey, Tim, I know you're probably not really interested in this. Maybe you have to activate it. Maybe that's the deal. But here, let me put this in chat, and you guys let me know if you see milestones here. Interesting. Tim, yeah, I just noticed, or I was just watching the Olympics, and the German women are up 1-0 against Sweden. No, Norway. The game just started. I shared a link to the blog post about it. No, I think you only see your own. Okay, interesting. Because it said you can go into settings and turn it off. Maybe it's by default, it's turned off. And then you can turn it on and it'll move over here, maybe. I don't know. Interesting though. And I'm questioning that. But maybe it starts at 0. Okay. Interesting. So let's jump over into the Discord. And Mafu, thank you for that. I will take a look in a moment. If you're new to my Discord and you want to share your work with me, we've got your regular stream chat. You can talk about anything about the stream. And speaking of that, jumping over here we have Oliver. Celebrate your achievements with milestones. Whew. That is a huge 100. I will, Mafu. We're dedicated to empowering creatives at every stage of their journey. Today we're excited. When was this? January 26th. Okay. Click on any milestone to share it across your social platforms. Okay, your milestone tab is private and visible only to you. You can control which milestones appear in your profile sidebar by milestone type. Freelance jobs, earnings, gallery features. To update your milestone visibility, go to your profile, edit profile info, milestones, where you can choose whether to display milestones on your profile. Behance is really turning into a job board. Okay. So the earnings, in addition to the number of freelance jobs you've completed on Behance, you also celebrate what you've earned through Behance. Earning milestones mark meaningful growth. I don't want that public. In your freelance career, showcasing not just the work you've completed, but the value you built for yourself over time. That's kind of gross. I mean, do you want to be judged by the amount of money you've made? I'm kind of questioning that. Oliver, thank you for that blog. I'm going to leave that up. Thank you for that. Vikram, again, we were making puzzles. Thank you, Vikram. I hope you had fun making that. Okay. We have community artwork, so you can share your artwork. I imagine if people are hiring, they probably equate more earnings to better work or something. I would not have an issue whatsoever saying what freelance jobs or how many freelance jobs that you've done. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. I don't know. That feels gross to me. That just feels kind of gross to me. Don't like it. Okay, and if you have Behance projects, you can share those just like Vikram did. Let me go ahead and post this into chat if you would like to follow along. I wouldn't be putting my earnings out there in the world. No, but here's the thing. So you can, and we'll get to Vikram in a moment. So if we come up and we go to commissioned projects under resources, you can see all the projects, right? Projects are here. If you want to look at past projects, you can actually, if you're trying to add it to your CV or something like that. You can sit there and say, yeah, I made student ambassador merch for Adobe. And they can come in and look. Hi, Caroline. They can come in and look and say, okay, you were paid $1,250 for that. Hope you're having a great day, Caroline. I'm going down a rabbit hole. I mean, I'm assuming if somebody's going to be on Behance, they may know about this. All right. Okay. People can see how much you were paid for each job. Okay, so if I said, let's go back to commission projects, you have the new projects. And if you put out, hey, I did event headshots for Adobe. And if they know where to look, they can come back here and say, oh, okay, they were paid $1,000. So you can find what you're being paid. If you know where to look, if you're given that information. So, you know, yeah, there's a lot of past projects that have been filled. So you can take a look at that. Well, Oliver says I'm not keen on that. Neither am I. Pricing is interesting to say the least. If I came and I was doing a series of headshots, now I'm not going to go down that road. I'm not going down that road. Anyway, it's a plus and a negative. If people know where to look, wow, my voice just cracked. If people know where to look to find that information, and if you share enough of the information, so that's up to you too. I mean, you could simply say, I did headshots for Adobe. You don't have to go through and give them all the information that it was for the Adobe University talent team. And I found it on Behance. You can be vague. Here are images from a headshot project that I did for Adobe. And you can leave it at that. So it's kind of one of those things, it's up to you. And would employers want to work that hard to figure it out? And my guess would be no, they would not. It takes time unless you absolutely know where to go and where to look right off the bat. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Okay, let's jump into Vikram's project. Vikram says, I went outside instead of doom scrolling, came back with a street series. Golly life. Thoughts? I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. These photographs were made while walking through different neighborhoods of Hyderabad. I'll get it. Hyderabad. I was drawn to small, everyday moments, people waiting, working, resting, and passing through spaces that shape the rhythm of the city. Well said, Vikram. Well said. This dude does not look happy you're taking a photo. Oh, so close. Vikram, take one step back, either forward or back. This is too much of a tangent here with the wheel. Too close. Too close. I love that kickstand. That's a great capture, though. There's drain pool if you step back. Hey, what you do for your art, come on. I'm assuming they're selling the flags? See, this is great. Yeah, cheery chap. Absolutely. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Vikram. This is great. Your spacing, your location, everything that you've got going on. I love the reflection here. This is a wonderful image. Great image. Can I use arrows? I can use arrows.
Laser77 just redeemed Big Boom.
I don't think Elena was here for the beginning, and that was an actually meantful Big Boom rather than being bratty like a Riff and Vikram and Oliver. Hi, Elena. I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, I'm rude. I've just checked in. Thank you. I apologize, Oliver. I apologize, Riff. I apologize, Vikram. I didn't mean to call you a brat. Being a brat. I apologize. Yeah, the pop of color. This is what is really interesting to me. The environmental portraits, the street photography that you get. And I don't know. Today is redeem day. Okay. You asked for that. Yes, I did. I did. And I own it. I own it. Due to the fact that I have never been to India, and even if I did go to India, I would probably be in, a very small percentage of India. And I wouldn't be able to say this even if I visited India. Like, I don't know if all of India or a lot of India or just tiny bits of India. This is kind of the natural colors, the pop of colors that you get. Like these purples and reds and oranges. So it's really, really wonderful. And having the street life and also the colors is really cool. Very cool. This is a great capture. This is a wonderful capture. The majority of the time, the post is I would test this. I'm not saying I would do it. I would test it. But I would take a look and see if I could line that post up in the direct center. Now, it's very easily, you could have equal spacing between the two subjects to the edge of the image, which feels balanced. It feels good in that sense. And if you crop the image so that the post is in the direct center, it might make it feel unbalanced, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. It depends upon what you're trying to achieve here, but this is the just everything about it. The lines. So many lines. Ooh, very good. Again, great job. I don't know what type of control now I'm thinking this as a portrait, not street photography. I'm thinking it as a portrait, and I need to stop doing that with your work, Vikram. Great job. Wow. This is one of my favorites. I don't know. Again, depending upon what you're going for. This cup is a little bit distracting, and I would think of removing it. She uses it to drink water. Well, you're not taking it away from her. You are putting the attention on her, is what you're doing. I'm loving everything about this image. Absolutely everything about this image. Only little thing. The complementary colors, lovely. Remove the cup, Caroline says. I would test that, Vikram. Because I don't want... Okay, here's one of the things. I want to look at her, right? And just as Caroline is talking about the complementary colors being drawn down, unfortunately, see this line? Okay, so first thing, we're looking at her. We're looking at the eyes. And then the shawl, the red shawl, is actually pointing. We have a point right there, pointing to the cup. It is telling you, look at this cup. And yes, Rick, hello. It's because the cup is contrasting color. It distracts from the main subject. Yes, it does. Now, again, it's totally up to you. If you're using this is, okay, we need to talk about this. If you're going to be using this and you want to be truthful to the environmental portrait, leave it. If you were going to use this in a portfolio and you're saying, hey, look at this work that I can do, what it shows is that you are aware of what distractions are. That the way you edit, the way you crop is as important, can be as important as the image that you capture. This is an absolutely beautiful image. I mean, I really, really enjoy this image. For me, I would remove the cup. And that's it. That's it. So, I have to tell you, Vikram, the reason that I am really nitpicking your images is because you've gotten so good, and I can. You know, when you first joined this community and you showed some of your early images, you have come a long, long way. So I hope you take this as you take it with love, or just move it to the bottom of the step. If you're going to spend the time to move it, get rid of it, Rick. Just get rid of it. But I do see what you're saying. It would be a completely different image if it was down here. Vikram, can I edit this photo? And all I'm going to do is move the cup. You let me know. You're saying sure. Okay. Come on now. Oh, bummer. Okay, hold on. I have to actually open the app. So give me a quick second here. Where are you? I'm on the web because Discord. Oh wait, no, that's not Discord. What am I doing? I can't save. Change it to a big gulp. How do I want to do this? Well, let's just do a screenshot. We'll do a quick screenshot. Okay, I'm gonna put a frame in it too. All right. This way, I'm not stealing it. There we go. All right, so we've got our image really quick. It's going to be pixelated because it's a screenshot and I really don't want to steal it, but okay, we're going to go Command J. We're going to get that on its own layer. Next off, we're going to grab the lasso tool and grab all of it. Making sure we're here, let's make a new layer. And we're going to do a generative fill and generate. Caroline, you are so correct. Great street photography, Vikram. You always find such great characters. All right, let's turn off our cup. And number 2 works for me. Okay, so we have, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go Command 0. Okay, it's a little blurry, but you get the idea. So here it is with the cup. Here it is without the cup. And personally, I would say get rid of the cup. Now, Rick came up with a great idea. Let's go ahead and hit V for the move tool. Let's grab our cup layer. If you were to grab that cup and place it down here, it is not drawing your eye away as much. So the cup is there. You're being honest. You're being relatively honest to the original image. Is it still a distraction? Yes, but it is less of a distraction than having it there. Having it there at that level, so close to center, you're almost giving it too much power within the image. This cup is actually closer to the center than your subject is. So there's so many things that are drawing your eye in. Of course, the other option is to come in and You could darken it, you could change the color, you could do a lot of things to it. So the cup is still there, but you get rid of the characters. You get rid of all the stuff on it that is drawing your eye in. There's a cartoon character on it. It's just, it's too much. It's too much. But if you put it down here, then we can, so you know it's hers and not like trash, put it next to her. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Good to see you. Again, this is a wonderful image. So just some food for thought. Yeah. Thanks for the feedback. Well, thank you for letting me, don't save. It's not my image. Thank you for letting me show that. I mean, it's important that we kind of talk about these things. That's why we're all here, to learn from each other. Like, the funny thing is, due to the location and the color, this leaf doesn't bother me at all. Not at all. It does not pull my eye in, but good job. Good job. This is, again, wonderful environmental portrait. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, you got me on this one, Vikram. You got me on this one. I can tell you exactly what my eyes did. My eyes came directly here to the color. I went up the guy's arm or girl. I came across the face, and then I saw these eyes right there. I did not, the first thing, I didn't even see that when I first took this image in. That is a wonderful little hidden gem. Making somebody like go through, and I'm studying these images, and I did not see those eyes right off the bat. So good job. Good job. I like it. I like it. Again, absolutely wonderful. Your angle. That's got to be an amazing, happy little accident with the wings coming out of the head. Ooh. Congratulations, chat, for the 100 messages. And Caroline, our 100th chat. Thank you for that. Is this woman selling bird feed? Is that why they're all there? Ready for something. Oh, it's rice. Okay. All right, we are back at the beginning. Vikram. Great work. Great work. All right. Nice job. Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Vikram. I'm really enjoying these images. Okay. No, thank you, Vikram. Let's see here. Turbans a bag? Turbans? Tubbins bag? I don't know what Tubbins is. Got me, Rick. Hold on, I'll be right back. Wow, that started up late. Tuppence? 2 pence? Oh, 2 pence a bag. Okay. Today, we are going to continue on with our introductions. It's from Mary Poppins. That's how much the bird food is. Why do I not? I don't remember what scene that's from. I do not. We're going to continue on with our introduction into Photoshop, and today we're going to be talking about smart objects, and we can maybe jump into smart filters, effects. But if you have any questions whatsoever, if there's anything that you would like to see, Oliver says, so ingenious, it's from the scene where they are buying bird food. It's one of those days. You know, the Olympics are on right now. I could go watch them. I don't have to be here. I thought it was from the musical Oliver. Not. I thought it was from the musical, Oliver, but the musical Oliver. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. You guys are cracking me up today. Let's jump into Photoshop. Let me switch sides here. Let me see. Let's jump into landscapes. The Olympics hasn't started yet. Rick, what do you mean? The Olympics started yesterday with curling. And then today, right now, is the very first hockey game. Germany. Frank says curling. Yes, I love curling. I love curling. I haven't had the opportunity to do it yet, but I love it and I want to try it. Right now is Germany versus I think Norway. And when I started, the German women were up 1-0. So come on, give me scores. Give me scores. I was going by. No, they actually have to start early because some of the tournaments go quite long. And they've already awarded medals for, I think, the mixed double curling. Izan, hello? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Good to see you. Where can we... Oh, okay. So this is happening today. We've got the German versus Sweden. Sweden came back, tied it up. These times are all in CET. So France, Italy. We've got Czech versus the United States and Canada versus Finland. They were also showing some of the skiing downhill men trials or training. Some events are too long, so they start before the opening ceremonies. Yes, they have so many, like with curling. Curling is a great example. They have so many events. They have the men's, women's, mixed doubles, the pairs. They have all these different styles. And then with the hockey, they've got the women to get through their whole tournament. and then the men to get through, and they only have 2 stadiums that they're playing in. So, yeah, they got a lot to do. So I'm gonna leave that up. We'll check in on that. We're gonna check in on that. All right, I'm just grabbing a landscape from my libraries. That is good. And here is one of those prime examples that I would get rid of. Get rid of somebody. Let's grab this image. Okay. Who should we have coming across this? I think a deer is too straightforward. How about the ostrich? We could bring the ostrich in. What do y'all think about that? Oh, why thank you, Photoshop. Let's go ahead, select that, do a Command J. We're gonna bring our ostrich into our scene. Okay, there are many things wrong with our ostrich. And we have an ostrich crossing sign right there. We can talk about this and get into it. But the very first thing, whenever it is that you are compositing or you are trying to protect something, you don't want to ruin it. Let me see. Okay, I've got the layer so I can ruin it. First off, let's say we bring this in and we're like, okay, this ostrich is way too big. Like, are we supposed to have it here? Or wait, now it looks way too small. Put it back here. Now it looks like Godzilla. Okay, we need to figure out the size. So let's take our ostrich. We're gonna go Command T and we're gonna put them back by like they're coming out by the people. So let's make our ostrich small, and we come over here, and that's still too big. Is the ostrich winking? That is witty. That is witty. Okay, so we can put it right there, and we hit OK. Now we're looking at this, and we're like, this is kind of dumb. Like, what? Why do I have an ostrich back there? You can barely see it. I want it more in the foreground. This is, you would not find an ostrich in this setting. So let's go a Command T, and we want to bring this to the foreground. So let's make it bigger, and we're going to bring it over here like that. Let's make it a little bigger, even more so, and we hit OK. Well, now it looks like crud. So what we have just did, excuse me, is we have taken the ostrich, we have shrunk it down, and when we shrunk it down, we lost a bunch of pixels. If we come back over here and we look at our ostrich, that's a good looking ostrich. I mean, we can see the feathers. Look at the feathers in the neck. Like, now we've lost all that. All those pixels are gone. So this is when you start working with smart objects. Cheers, Arif. Okay, Command 0. Let's go ahead. We are going to get rid of that ostrich right there. Let's grab our ostrich again. And I did notice, we can clean that up here. Let's place it. Now, before we do anything, beautiful plumage. What we're going to want to do is to turn that off, bring your music back. We're going to want to turn that into a smart object. Aina, hello. With all the major advances in Photoshop, it's surprising there isn't a push-to-talk key for voice commands while editing. True. That's all I can say to that. True. I mean, the way that they are getting for the new adjustments and the new it's in, what do they call it in, I can't even remember what they call it in Express. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Is it assisted? AI assistant. So they have AI assistant, and within Photoshop, if you go into your actions, now this is in beta. This is not here yet. But in the Photoshop beta, you can actually type in search, like something as stupid as make it pop. Just do basic things, darken this image, and an action will pop up to do that. And it'll give you a list of actions. This is in Photoshop beta. And I know that in some Firefly applications actually have a little microphone where you can speak your prompt. So the idea of talking to your actions and basic commands, basic things, remove distractions, remove wires, remove people, just basic commands like that, and the actions will come up. I see it extremely annoying if they also add a microphone, because I don't want to be working in a studio and I'm sitting there listening like my colleague is saying, smooth the face out, brighten the eyes, whiten the teeth. I don't want to hear that. I really don't. Not sure voice command would be great in an open space office or even at home. Yeah, Mrs. Shawn doesn't want to hear that. Does not. She'd be like, what are you doing in there? Okay. You're not wrong. But I don't see it far from the future, Hyena. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing. You know, they're adding the hover over adjustments. Yeah. There's other things that I want to have happen that's not related to AI. I want the neural interface where Photoshop just makes what I'm thinking of. Oh, yeah, that's the new neural filters. Oh, that's scary. That's scary. Imagine when you're doing a surreal design, someone could record you and blacklist you. See, okay, Frank. That is where it gets scary. And when it comes to photography, of course, there are many kinds of photography. There's boudoir and etc. We don't need to get into all of that. But if you are cleaning up a boudoir or a lingerie, let's say a lingerie shot, photograph, and it's a commercial, there's certain things that you may be removing on a body, or yes, that you don't want it to be shown through the clothing that could break the terms and conditions that Adobe has. Like you can't, that's how come you can't do a generative fill on somebody's groin. Like I was trying, a guy, there was a guitar player that was sitting down, it was street photography, and he had a pack of cigarettes sitting on his lap. And I wanted to remove those pack of cigarettes. That's it. And Gen Fill would not let me do. So, yeah. That's gonna be a tough one. I mean, of course, we here with the team. Is my mic okay? Why? No. Okay, now you're talking about something totally different, Rick. Can you all hear me okay? I have been having issues. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I think I should be back. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. All right. You're back. Okay. Let's continue on. I can hear you, but the glitches. Just a brief demonic possession. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. The Shawn AI is running out of RAM. Okay, what time are we at? We're at 58 minutes in. I will look at the replay. You sound like you're going into shutdown mode. Okay, let's continue on. So first off, what you're going to want to do is you can come up here. You can go in if you want the filters, and they move it. Okay. Convert for smart objects. You can do it right there. You can right click on the layer and convert to a smart object right there behind my head. Or for me, what I have done, let's go into edit, keyboard shortcuts. And if you come in here to filter, and this is a Paul Tranny, it's the claw, Control Option Shift S. So by default, there is no shortcut key for making a smart object, but I do it so often that I've created a shortcut key. So boom, now if I come in, you can see that we have the smart object little icon right there. And so from there, and the way to think about smart objects is what I have done is I've taken that layer, and there's different ways that I've heard it explained, but probably the best way is that layer has been taken, it's been put into a plastic box. Now I can do anything I want to it, but it will keep the original layer fine. everything will be great. So if we hit Command T, and before I do that, let's go ahead, zoom in at it. And so you can see it's a good looking bird. How it looks right now, very nice. If I do a Command T, and I make this really super small, and I hit OK, and then I'm like, okay, this is too small. Command T, and let's make it big. So we bring it back, and I hit OK. We've not lost any of those pixels. So everything is still good there. We still can see the feathers, we can see everything we want. So if you're thinking about resizing anything, use a smart object. And another good thing that smart objects are really good for, and I was showing this last night on Prompt Jockey, is for mockups. So I created these layers, these labels, and these labels are just rectangles. And the way you do it is really important. So as I have said, I am making things flat. So if I come in and I grab the rectangular marquee tool and I make a rectangle. Okay, this is kind of important. If I want to transform that rectangle, so let's go ahead and we're going to click. We're going to hit V for the move tool. Then we're going to do a Command T. We're going to right click. Let's do a distort. And I start moving stuff around, let's say as a billboard, or I'm trying to get some type of perspective, whatever it is I want. Okay, I hit OK. Then I'm like, oh, okay, we need this to be a smart object. So let's turn it into a smart object. All right. Now when I double click it, it opens into a new file. But this isn't what I want. Like if I've already screwed it up. So let's go ahead, let's close that. Let's get back into here. Ah, Shawn. So let's grab the rectangle tool again. Let's go ahead. We're going to make a rectangle. Okay. Now from this point, hitting V for the move tool, now turn it into a smart object. That rectangle is going to be protected. So now I can do whatever I want to it. So if I do a Command T, and again, let's go ahead, let's do a perspective. Let's do a perspective. Let's do this. We can really go crazy with it. Something like that. Hitting OK. Now, when I double click it and I jump over, here it is. It's flat again. So I'm like, great. So we jump in here. Let's bring this in. Let's bring our goat in. And we were talking about wine before. I'm just going to stretch this goat. It's going to be a super long goat. Distorted. And there happens to be a wine that's called Love My Goat. So let's go T and let's put in Love My, hit OK. Let's go hit down here, goat. Okay, let's select both of those. Let's jump into our properties and let's just grab something stupid. There we go. Hit the move tool. I'm going to do an auto select. Let's grab. I'm still selected on both. All right. Let's make that bigger. Bring that over. Oh, way too big. And bring that over here. Okay, so we've got our billboard. This is crud. This is not good. I'm going to do a Command S to save our smart object. Now when we jump back in, there it is, in perspective. So this is kind of the fun that you can have with smart objects. Let's go ahead, close that. Let's get rid of that. Love my goat. And so you can do the same thing. I created this label here and we double click into that label and I'm like, I don't like this, or I want it back to the way it was. I can jump in like that. Let's turn that back on. I can save it, Command S. Now, if you look here, even though these layers are off, they're still there. Did I save it? I saved it. We jump back in. Now our labels are back the way they were. So lots of power, with smart objects. Do we have any questions about smart objects so far? We're going to continue on then. Let's get back over here to our ostrich and let's do a Command T. And let's make our guy a little smaller. I mean, ostriches are pretty freaking big, so we can leave it right there. Now, with it being a smart object, again, this is making my work non-destructive, which is important. If I want to jump in and go into filters, neural filters, I can click on it. And we can jump over here to harmonize, or I can think harmonize, and it will turn on. There we go. Select a layer, we grab our background, and wait for it. Boom, it colorizes our ostrich to harmonize with our scene. If we would like to make it even a little bit more darker, we can bring down the brightness. We can give it a little bit more strength. Let's warm it up a little bit more. Let's add just a touch of red, a bit of magenta, and some blue, some yellows. Okay. Now, as you can see down here, you have a choice. Do you want it as a smart filter? Well, yeah, I'm working with a smart object, but you have options from the neural filters. You can do it as a new layer or a smart filter. We're going to stick with smart filter. And we're going to go ahead, hit OK. And it takes us back. Now, I've gone over the layer panel. I've talked about this before. You can see these two circles over here on my smart layer. That's telling me there's filter effects. Now, under here, no, not there. Go to the hamburger and we can go into panel options and you'll see that I have it set up to, I've turned off, not set up, I've turned off expand new effects. I know what I've done with them. I don't need to see it. So I like to keep my layer panel clean. I turned it off, but I can hit that downward arrow and you can see that it's opened up. There's a smart filter. There's even a mask and there's a neural filter. So if I go ahead and I show you that, Command D, show you that mask, that's what the mask looks like. The neural filters made that mask. And so there's our mask. That means if I'm thinking like, yeah, I like it, but what if we added some rim light? Like it's too dark. You can actually select that mask. We can hit B for brush. Let's go ahead and grab a general soft brush. Let's make it bigger. And let's hit X to get our white. And if I wanted to, I can sit here, actually paint with black. I like to open raw shots from Adobe Camera Raw as smart objects. Hyena, that is really, really smart. I do not. I'll show you how I use Adobe Camera Raw. And it is because I use Lightroom Classic. I do the majority of my editing in Lightroom Classic. And then for heavy lifting, I bring it into here. Let me add this rim light really quick. Let's just take some of this away. And there's different ways, but I'm just painting away some of this effect. And if we come back, look at that mask, you can see that I'm painting it away. I was painting it in. Now, there are people that do not use Lightroom Classic, which is perfectly fine. I am not questioning anybody's workflow whatsoever. But if I wanted to take this image, whoa!
Dupebug just subscribed with Prime. Wow, that is one smart object.
Dupebug, thank you so much. Wow. Greatly appreciated. So from here, one of the things that you can end up doing is, again, jumping into Adobe Camera Raw. Once you are done editing, you can go in and you can actually merge all your layers. Now I only have 2 layers, but I don't want to merge everything down. I want my layers. So if I do an Option Shift E, Command Z, wait, Command Shift E, you can see here that is merge all visible layers. So if you have any layers turned off, it won't merge them. So I still have my layers. That way I can jump into here, and if I wanted to, I could turn it into a smart object. But if we do a Command J, we grab our filter, we jump into Adobe Camera Raw. Camera Raw opens up, and from here, let's get into our effects. How about light? Exposure, we're gonna bring up our exposure by 1 stop. We're going to bring, wow, it's been forever since I've been in here. I do this all. Let's bring our clarity down and our texture down. We're gonna hit OK. And then we're going to come in and use overlay or soft light. Soft light looks a little bit better to me. And then from here, you can bring down your opacity so you can see the difference. Like this image is kind of flat, but then this one is just, it's got a lot of pop going on. It softens some stuff up. And it's blending the 2 images together. So that is called the Orton effect. That's kind of, you know, I highly, highly, highly recommend anybody, painters, anybody who's using Photoshop. You may not feel you need Camera Raw. Use Camera Raw. This is when you can jump in and adjust the colors of your final project, your final piece, and using a smart object. You know, if we delete that, we take our image, we still have everything, we turn that into a smart object, we jump into filter, camera raw, and now at this point, I can jump in and I can say, you know what? Let me turn off our histogram peaks. There we go. You know, we really want to warm this up. Let's add some more vibrance. Or I could take it the other way and say, no, let's cool this down. Let's take it in a different direction. We need some saturation. You can make all your changes that you want to here. Hit OK. And it comes in as a smart filter. So you can come in and go, what the heck did I do? I went from that to that? That's horrible. So I can always double click the camera raw, get back in here and tweak things. So it's an amazing finishing. It's an amazing editor. For people like Lightroom Classic and Adobe Camera Raw are almost exactly the same. I've tested it. I've done enough streams to test Lightroom Classic versus Lightroom versus Adobe Camera Raw, and they are finally the same. That's a very purple ostrich. It is. It is, Uma. Hi, by the way. So anymore, they're all very close to the same. So I really couldn't care less. It really depends upon what your workflow is with organizing your images. That's what is of importance. Lightroom to me is my organizer. You could use Bridge and you could use Adobe Camera Raw in Bridge. If you have an organizing system set up for your images and you like to go through and open up your images, your raw images in Adobe Camera Raw, that's great. As long as you've got your workflow figured out on how to organize your images. That's the important thing. It's not how you get to Lightroom, Adobe Camera Raw, just organization. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna get rid of that layer because I'm not happy with it. So we're back here. We've done our neuro filters, we've done smart filters, we've done sizing. Let's take it a step further. Okay, so with our ostrich, now here, if I go ahead and I grab B for brush, I can't paint on it. It's saying no, you can't paint on it. You've created a smart object which is non-destructive. So I'm not gonna let you do anything to this layer. And you're like, I have to make. Now, again, this is non-destructive. I can make a layer, I can jump in here, I can clip on it, or I could hit B for brush now, and let's grab, well, Umacorn said a purple ostrich. So let's set that to color for our blending mode. And let's add some purple hue. So we're gonna come in here, get some good purple hue going. To our ostrich. And again, the good thing is it's non-destructive. Photoshop will not let me ruin this image because it's a smart object. So we have our purple ostrich. Due to the fact that I clipped it, I used a clipping mask, I cannot paint outside of that. If I paint over here, nothing happens. It shows up in the layer. General, hello there. So if I unclip, now you can see every place I painted. If I clip it, now it comes back as a clipping mask. How are you, General? Something to be aware of. We have our purple ostrich. Great. Let's get into our ostrich. This is not a smart object, okay? If I go ahead and hit B for brush and I start painting, I'm painting on that entire layer. It's not a smart object. Photoshop is like, hey, you do what you want. Go to town. Let's do a Command Z. Yeah, so these are the things you want to be aware of. Can you have a smart object within a smart object within a smart object? Yes, you can. Your file will get heavy, but if you need to, so that way you can work in a very specific way that you want to, you can. I wonder if calculations work with smart objects. Probably not. I do not use calculations. Teach me something, hyena. It's good for black and white editing. It's like Russian nesting dolls. It is, Rick. It is. Calculations. Okay. Let me find an image that would make a good black and white. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to unlock this. We're going to turn that into a smart object. I am going to go into filter. We're going to dive into calculations in a minute because I want to learn this. No, not neural filters. Let's cancel. Let's jump into filters. Camera raw. It's blue. It's blue. Okay. So we're going to go in, we're going to hit black and white. Let's take a look at our profiles that we have. Are you serious? There we go. Black and white. Ooh, that is nice. No, we're going with that one. I'm digging that. I am digging that. We're going to just go ahead and hit OK. Let it think. Okay, so we've got our, let's get our properties. We've got our layer, and you can even see right here, hey, wait a minute, that's in color. It's a smart object. Because right there is our camera raw filter where we turned it into black and white. So we've got our smart filter, we've got a black and white set to it from camera raw, and now, let's go into help and calculations. Where'd you go? Okay, so we're under image calculations. All right. Image calculations. We've got our source. Merged. Oh, yeah. Wow. I have not seen this in so long. Oh, geez. I have completely forgotten about calculations because I do this editing in Lightroom. Okay, so what we've got going on, you've got your layer. So we've got our merged. Our source is, we only have one source, obviously. So you can choose what channel that you want. So if we go blue, we can also invert. Okay, we don't want that. Grays. So if you've got, let's cancel out of that. Let's grab a second. Calculations blend two image channels using a blend mode to combine their luminance values, creating a custom grayscale result that can be used as the total foundation for a high quality black and white image. Great way to put it, Hyena. Very nice. Let me, wait a minute, wait. I have those here. Or is that on another hard drive? Okay, that's on another hard drive. Give me a second. I'm back. Okay. Here. And we want this image. Okay. So this is already a smart object because I brought it in. Some of you may recognize it from when I was doing some black and white editing. Let's do a Command T. Let's do a Command T. There we go. Holding down the Alt. Let's resize this. Go ahead, hit OK. Let it come in. There we go. This is Moderna. And then let's rename this to our wheat field. Okay. So we've got our Madeira. We've got our wheat field. Now let's go into image, calculations, and let's bring this over. Let's do, that's the wheat. Okay, let's grab. Why can't I select the other? Oh, cancel. Do you have to select both images? Image. Grayed out. Okay, then let's do the top image. Got it set to multiply. Gonna be blending. We have no transparency. So it's taking the source, which is the wheat. Okay, that's our file name. Got ya. We can say, okay, Madeira is going to be the top. Then let's go wheat is going to be the bottom. And you can start seeing that the wheat is coming through right there. Now, This is really interesting.
Die Kamera habe ich bei eBay gefunden. Refurbished. Liegt so gut in der Hand. Der Sensor.
That's funky. That is funky. For two images so far off, that's like the strangest right there. Oh. Okay. We went strange. We went strange. I like that. Thank you for the tip there, Hyena. I was in the channel. Let's do a Command Z. Okay. You can get some crazy stuff there. All right. We can... What else do we want to do? Oh, Rick brought something up. Okay. This is really good. So, back into our smart objects. We have our harmonize. We've got our purple. We're getting rid of that. That was just for Umicorn's sake. But because it's a smart object, if we go up and we want to go to, let's see here. Let's say we want the ostrich to be doing something else. So we can actually go into Puppet Warp. Let's zoom in a bit. So we can see our mesh is right there. So the first thing that we need to do is start to add some pins. So you want to add pins at the knees, at the ankles. We can add one at the neck there. Let's add one at the top of the neck. Let's add one at the end of the beak. And we'll add a couple in the body. We don't want to mess with the body too much. I have one at the top of the legs. Hyena, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming in. You're always welcome. Okay. So, if we want to, first off, let's say we want the ostrich to be looking up. We can make them look up. If we go ahead and we hold Shift, now we've got two pins selected. Let's select that one, and we want them to start looking down. Evie, hello. If we want to have a leg being kicked out, let's hold Shift. Let's grab both of those pins. We can lift up, then select that pin, bring this around, and I can tell you that's looking weird, so let's put another pin there. Bring that around, toe. If we want to puff them up a little bit, we can actually use Puppet Warp, and we can move things around like so, make a longer beak, and we can go ahead and Okay. I had to think about this. You may be wondering, just as I was, what the heck just happened? All right. Let's open that up. Here's our mask. That's our mask. That's the only thing that we can see. So we need to grab that Neuro filter. We're going to delete the Neuro filter. We can even grab that mask and delete that mask. And there we go. Now we've got our puppet warped ostrich back. I had to think about that for a second. Like, what the heck did I do? Maybe this is off topic, but can you use this to make animated GIFs? Yeah. You would have to do frame by frame. Yeah. No! Is this Emmanuel the emu? It's an ostrich, I think. Yeah, you could totally do it. Like if, okay, so we've got our puppet warp set up, right? And if we end up, we go to Windows, Timeline, and we want to set up a timeline. Let me go ahead and get rid of the contextual taskbar right now. We're going to hide it. We don't want to create a video. We want to create a frame animation. So if we click that, and let me switch sides, boom. Let me turn off my lower thirds. Down here in the timeline, we have our first image right there. So if we want to add another image, we duplicate the selected frame, then we double click on the puppet warp, and you make the adjustments that you want to. Okay. We're gonna hit OK. So let's go. No, that's 2. Let's do 0.2. Let's do a 0.2 seconds. And now if I play this, oh, it didn't keep them. It didn't keep them. Okay. Yeah, delete that frame. Do I have to? Why does it look like it's not even there? Can you not do? I don't think you can do smart objects. Our bird is selected. Like, I'm not seeing the bird there. This now you got me curious. Huh. Because I made the first frame. Okay, this one was on. Now we turn it off. When we made this frame, okay. If we move, Rick, you always get me with this, I'm telling you. Okay. This is what you have to do. Yep, get rid of you. All right, so let's do Command J, Command J. Let's turn off both of those. We have our layer. We've got it set up. We are going to make another frame. We're going to turn that one on, that one off, that one on. We go to back into being on the layer. No, I just had a slight brain slippage there. Because this is the way that I did it with our supermoon. Okay. Hit OK. Now, that one. That one. There you go. So you can do it with smart objects. Now, I'm glad you brought this up, Rick. I could do this with smart objects. There is a problem. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's close this down. Get rid of that. Let's turn these on, get rid of all these layers. And all right, we have our ostrich. Yeah, I had to think it through. That's it. We have our ostrich. Let's do a Command T. And let's make this one smaller. And we're bringing them over here. And we're like, wait a minute. Nor, is it pronounced GIF or GIF? I don't know. What's the difference between GIF and GIF? All right, so we have our smart object. Great. All right. And when we have a layer and we want to duplicate that layer, and usually we just do a Command J. And we're like, cool. Now at this point, we're like, we've got our ostrich. So let's hit V for the move tool. Let's cancel out of that. And let's bring our second ostrich like over here. So they're like buddies. They're buddies. And they're strutting through the forest. Not really where they belong. But they're there. So we've got our original down here, and we'll even, just so we can keep this straight, we'll call that our OG. And this will be our ostrich 2. And we come in here and we're like, oh, we need to make changes to this ostrich. They're exactly the same. So let's double click into here. And from here, let's go ahead and we're gonna do, let's warm this guy up. So we're gonna do a color overlay, and let's go a little more orange. Maybe not that saturated. Let's just warm them up a little bit. Yeah. Let's hit OK. Hit OK. And we do a Command S to save. We come back, not into there. Let me close that. We don't need that. Don't save. Those are animals. We want that. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait. What? What? I wanted 2 separate freaking ostriches. I took one in, did a color overlay, and it did them both. Son of a, come on. All right. Really, this is a huge benefit, or it can really stump you. These are linked smart objects. A herd? We could. So what that means, if I do something to one, it does it to all of them. So if I go in and I double click here onto my second one, we go back into our effects, and I'm like, getting into our color overlay, turning that off, hitting OK, hitting Command S, getting back over here. No! I want them different colors. I can't do it. But there's a way. And you have to be aware of this. Really important. Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you. With each passing moment, you make yourself more my servant. Would you like tea with your crumpets, General? They're a wobble, folks. The group is called a wobble. A wobble of ostriches. I actually did not know that. All right, so a couple different things we could do. We could come in here, we could right click, and I believe that there is a, you could delete. Oh, right when I'm really searching. I thought there was a way that you could break the link, and I could be wrong. I am wrong. Okay. But the way that you do this, and you need to be aware of this, if you want to use the same smart objects, a waba of babas. Oh, don't make me get my baubles out. That sounded really bad. That was a mistake. Umacorn. I have an ostrich egg. That thing is ginormous. They are huge. Okay, so here we go. We have these two are linked. We know that. If I right click on it, and I don't know if 3 ostriches make a wobble, but we'll try. Okay, you right click on the smart object, and down here you have a new smart object via copy. Okay, so we're going to make a new smart object via copy. And you can see it's got the same name. So let's rename that to our ostrich dry. And let's hit V for the move tool. And we can put ostrich number 3 back there. And let's go all the way in the back. Okay, so let's do a Command T. Let's make that ostrich a little smaller. Okay, so, and even so, if we wanted to, let's go ahead. Let's right click. No, they have to be walking in the same direction. All right. So we have our wobble of ostriches. And from here, let's get back to our original. Let's do, again, a color overlay. I like that. Nope, let's cancel. Now, here we go. I hit OK. It only did 1. That's because I did it on top of the smart object. So you can see it right here. It even says color overlay right there. So that is actually being laid on top of the smart object. So if we get rid of that effect, and we go into cancel, let's click on the icon, and we get back into here, and we do our color overlay again, and we hit OK, we hit Command S, and we get back here. Now, our linked files are both that color, but now with our unlinked, we can go into here and we can do a color overlay. And this guy, he's a little just off. And hit OK, Command S. So we have a wobble of ostriches. So there's different ways that you can do things. The benefit, if you have multiple smart objects that are linked and you need to change their colors, you need to make adjustments to them, to the smart object, within the smart object, it will take effect on all of those layers. So that can be really, really, really powerful if you have to make changes. If you don't want that to occur, that is when you make a copy, a smart object via a copy by right-clicking, and you will see new smart object via copy. So there are benefits to both, but you have to be aware of what you are doing if you're using multiples smart objects. Now, if we wanted to take a group, like if we wanted to now group all of these, so we're gonna shift click and we do a Command G, and we name this our wobble. You can see we've got a folder right there. We could turn that group into a smart object. Like, okay, I can always get into that folder and make those changes. But if I wanted to turn that into a smart object, now within the thumbnail, you can see that we have our wobble, we have our 3 ostriches, and I can go ahead and move these around as a group. We can resize them as a group. We want to make them big now. and they are smart objects within a smart object. So from there, if I double click, it takes us in. Now we're back to our folder right there. There's our folder. If I go ahead and click on that, there's our 3 smart objects. And of course, I can double click, get back into here. We can say, purple's not working for you. Yeah, it's not really working for you. We need to go green. We can hit OK. We can hit Command S to save. Let's close that. Now our ostrich went green. All right. Now we have to save our group, right? Because if we come back here, our ostrich is still purple. So now we have to save our group. So we do a Command S. We save that. We close that down. Now our ostrich is green. So staying on top, like smart objects are an amazing way to work. It's the best way to work non-destructively. They can be used very, very powerful, or they can be very powerful. And the way that you work with them can be extremely powerful. And the whole time that you're doing it is non-destructive. Are there any questions? We had one, and it was brought up. We'll come in here, we'll grab our wobble, and we'll go into edit, and oh, where are you? It's been so long since I've used you. Are you not there? You're not are you a filter? You're a filter. We have liquefied. So, General says, sir, I heard Yoda talking about midichlorians. I've been wondering, what are midichlorians? So, you have 2 different kind of calorians. You have actually 3, but to answer your question, you have a extreme calorians, and then you also have the pacifist calorians. So a mid-calorian would be one that is trying to play both sides of the coin. So that would be a mid-calorian. He's just one of them calorians that are friends with everybody. I don't want to make any waves. Just let me be. Just let me be. Thank you. Thanks. All right, so we're not going to go too far into liquefy today, but if we wanted to make some changes, we can use the square brackets to make our brushes bigger and smaller. We can get some funky stuff happening here. If we wanted to do maybe a bloat, let's make our brush bigger and say this guy's got a really big head. And if I hold down the Alt, we can make this guy have a really small head. Getting back to the push, we can bring that down and kind of bring these around. All the calorians. So we can come in here and make some little quick changes. If you don't want all your ostriches to look the same, and I don't like this guy. Okay, so let's go ahead Let's hit OK. And you can see the changes are there. Here is our liquefy if we need to. It's a smart filter. We haven't done anything destructive to our layer, to our ostriches, but I get done and I'm like, ugh, I went way too far. I can do one of two things. I can go back and undo, or I can just grab that liquefy filter and throw it away. Totally non-destructive. All right. Vikram, are you still here? At the beginning of today's stream, we had a great deal of redeems. And one of the redeems was the Doodle game by Vikram. And that was, let me see, 2 hours ago, and I'm 2 hours and 2 minutes in. So he redeemed it right off the bat. I think we're at the time, because I'm not seeing any questions, to jump into the Doodle game. So I'm going to get some more water, and we'll start the Doodle game when I get back. All right, so stick around, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. That's funny, Rick. Rick is saying, do you want another rat hole to go down? I'm sure I can think of something. I'm sure you can. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. I am just getting set up really quick here. Bear with me, please. All right. Close down all of these. You know what? You don't need to see my face. You don't need to see my ugly mug. I gotta tell you something. Let me cancel. So I didn't have Christmas this year. I didn't have a normal Christmas this year. I spent it with family and kind of was there in the background for their Christmases, which is wonderful. I'm not complaining at all. And it was wonderful time seeing nieces and nephews and their kids and playing with them, and it was great. But just our traditional normal Christmas just didn't exist this year. One of the things that I was thinking about for my mother-in-law was a digital frame. Now, let me know in chat if any of you have digital frames. I've never had one before. And so I was doing the research and looking, and we have on that side of the family, we have people, well, we're in Germany, and Mrs. Shawn's mother is in Iowa. Her sister is in, here's her old. Pennsylvania. So we're spread out. I mean, we're really spread out. And there's new kids. We have babies are being born. Nieces and nephews are having kids. And I got an idea that my mother-in-law would really enjoy the interaction. So I bought one. And I said, it's from everybody. Here you go. And it was cool as heck. So you upload or email images to it. You first bind to it. And then you upload. So then I set it all up. And she really enjoyed looking at the pictures. And, you know, pictures of all the babies and pictures of everything. So I got thinking, and I'm like, I'm going to buy one for Mrs. Shawn. We didn't have Christmas. We didn't exchange gifts. We didn't do anything for ourselves. I mean, it was bad. So I decided to get one, and I sent the link. And what you do, mine aren't that fancy. They take SD cards or USB keys. This one does also. Can you email more pictures to the frame? Yes. So, okay, there's two different ways. I am not sponsored by them. If I was, or if they want to sponsor me, they can. But this is specifically called an SSA Wi-Fi frame. So you sign it into your Wi-Fi, and then you get an app. I can show this. You get it's all green. It's keying out. You get an app, and through the app, you can send pictures from your phone to the frame. And it goes dee-dee, and it shows the pictures are added into the slideshow. It also has an email address. So like my photos, because I don't use my phone for photos, my photos like this one, I emailed like a dozen photos. And they've been catching my eye. And let me bring this up really quick. No, that's not it, Shawn. There it is. So it's interesting. Like some of these images you all have seen. I've edited them to live. And I get done, I edit them, and I used to print. I used to print them in A3, pretty big size, and hang them, and throughout the year, I would change photos out. And it was one way that I could sit there and just like, I'm really happy with this. And so I uploaded these images. You saw that one. And I'm like, I'm good. I do not mean to be egotistical or arrogant for that matter. But I'm sitting there and these images are catching my eye. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. So it kind of reminded me, it made me think. In the past, I used to go through and before I printed anything big, I would print 5x7s. And it was, you should be a photographer. Thank you, Evie. And it was one of those things of having them in your hand and looking at them and being able to do that and appreciate them. And I didn't realize that I lost that. So it wasn't until this frame, and this is why I have a point. It wasn't until this frame that I'm like, I need to do more. I need to figure something out because I need to edit more. This image, I freaking love this image. It was totally out of my comfort zone. For those of you that have been watching my streams for years, knows I don't edit this way. But this is a gorgeous image, and I love it. This one was fun as heck. So I may be trying to get back into some more, I don't want to call it extreme editing, just editing out of my comfort zone. I hope that's okay with you. I know editing streams can get boring, but I hope that's okay with you. I want more, and I know I shouldn't. Hold on, let me. My niece has a milking cow. Just got it. No, not just, but has had it for a little bit. Not long. And she had a baby yesterday. Cutest freaking thing. The cow, not my niece. So sending pictures of baby cows. All right. So anyway, I wanted to tell that story that, you know, with your art, don't be like me. Don't work on it and then post it someplace and forget about it. We got to figure out something else to do. So, a cow that can milk? Yes. Yes. All right. That was my tangent. That was my soapbox for the day. All right, let me grab my tablet. Alrighty. We had some tough ones. Okay. I'm getting set up. Give me a second here. And we do not need you. Oh, what's the score? That can't be right. Oh! Sweden won 4-1. France is playing Italy now in women's hockey in the Olympics, if anybody is curious. 4-1. Oh, that's tough. Ooh, Sweden? Yeah, Germany versus Sweden in the women's hockey. All right. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Yeah, the issue, the way they're doing it this year with the number of teams is strange. So, all right, let's get the right brush. I don't want that. I want that. Get our flow up to 100 or something. Is it single elimination? No. So it's two groups. There's 4 in a group. You have Group A, Group B. United States, Canada, and then there's 2 other in Group A. Group A is going to go to the knockout round automatically. So Group A is going to be playing 3 games. Group B, there's 4 in Group B. The top 2 in Group B will move on to the knockout rounds. So you have 4 that are just doing warm-up matches, and then the bottom 4 are actually playing for something. And the important thing is, if you win in Group B, if you won that today's game, the odds of you playing Germany or Canada are dropping. The odds of playing the United States or Canada, because them women are good. Good. Okay, here we go. Are we ready, everybody? I think I got everything set up. New layer, yep. Oh, you know what? Doodle time, Vikram. You called for it. Grapes. Baubles. Olympics. Snooker. Good one. That was an easy level. Pebbles. Vikram is starting right where he left off. Vineyard, vines, wine. Okay, we're gonna kick it up to medium. Yeah, it was grapes. Grapes. Okay, we're on medium. Another easy one. All right. Labradoodle, stitches, midichlorians, money car, bottle. You just carried on drawing. I thought it was something else. Oh, I'm sorry, Oliver. My bad. All right. Okay, here we go, people. This is for you, Rick. Oh, no. We are hitting D for our default colors. There we go. Hi, Umacorn. Welcome back. A door. A portal. A domino. A bar, a shelf, a hospital. What's the whole word? What's the whole word? Refrigerator. Fridge, freezer. Is that what you call them? Are they called fridge freezers? So Umacorn got fridge. Umacorn and Vikram tied at the exact same time, and then Devlin typed out refrigerator. The ones that are both fridges and freezers, yes. I had no idea. That's just standard. We call them a fridge combo. Evie says, yeah, fridge freezer. Wow. This is one of those things that I enjoy about this game, is that we get to talk about like what things are called in different countries. I enjoy that. So I'm gonna give that to Devlin. But down here, we're gonna get an Uma. That's an M. An Uma and a Vikram. Because you tied with Fridge. So okay. Good job. That was easy though. That was easy. High five all around. Yep. Good teamwork. Good teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Fridge is just the fridge bit. Freezer is just the freezer bit. Fridge, freezer is both in one. Okay. We have, for homes, let me put it this way. For homes, we do have just freezers. Not to complain, Rick, you have to speak up. I'm giving it to Devlin set it at 249.45. You set it at 249.55. I'm not holding spelling errors against you. Okay. A fridger. I have a separate fridge and freezer. Well, that's the thing. So in the States, at home, I don't know if I've ever seen just a fridge. I mean, I've seen beer fridges and stuff like that, but I'm talking American size, which we have a German fridge, which is tiny, and then we have an American fridge, which is massive. So I think I understand the concept in Europe between a fridge and a freezer, and that they can be separate, but in the United States, they are not separate. I have a top freezer fridge and an upright freezer because my chest freezer is awkward. Yeah, I get that. Okay. YouTube comes second as Twitch comes first. All right. My parents have a separate fridge and freezer. I have a fridge freezer where the fridge is on top. I've had one of those. I've had side by side. I used to move so much that I've had here we have a fridge on top or a freezer on top. I've had a freezer bottom. I've had a side by side with a freezer on one side, fridge on the other. Yeah. Our fridge is integrated as under countertop. Our freezer is in the pantry. Vikram is saying we also call jumbo fridge. Yeah, I get all this. I mean, I understand. As an American before living in Europe for so long, I really would have been like, what's wrong with you people? Just a fridge is not enough in our household. We freeze a lot of food. It's interesting because here, this isn't an old house. It came with just a fridge. And I think if it would be okay because Germans have a tendency of going to the grocery store like every other day. We're like hoarders, we hoard food. We're like squirrels, we hoard food. Squirrel? we got an American fridge because I buy for the week. I'm not going to the grocery store. I hate shopping. So yeah, we're moving on. We're moving on, people. We're kicking it up to hard. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. I would love to shop online. I just don't trust it. Oh my God, Evie. Oh, Evie got it. Holy cow. Evie called jumper. It's not a jumper, it's a sweater. Evie said jumper like a minute ago and then changed it to sweater. Evie. Oh my gosh, Evie. Sweater. Holy cow, Evie is back. I had to think of what to call it. You all, oh, wow. Okay, sweater. You know, Evie, I remember that you were kicking butt, and then Vikram has been kicking butt the last few times. Devlin was kicking butt. You all, wow. Wow. As I said before, I'm a good doodler. Okay. I have my days when brain works. We're kicking it up to real hard. Okay, how do I do that? Okay, this is hard. This is hard. I have no control over those things, General. General is complaining that YouTube is 10 seconds, is delayed 10 seconds. That's outrageous and unfair. And I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Evie says think think quicker. Okay. All right, I need a new layer. I see he hasn't started drawing and everybody is already guessing. No, okay, General, no. People just start guessing for the heck of it. So that's not a 10-second delay. It's just people are just putting things in chat. That's it. Okay. This is a tough one, people, so bear with me. Cash register, okay. We've got, wow. Shopkeeper sales button, register, okay. So we're going into the right mode. Okay. It is not cash register, but people know what we're talking about. I mean, it is a cash register, but that's not the answer. A bill, account, accountant. Invoice, receipt, tax evasion. Shopping list. Credit card, credit approval, total, signature. But at the end of the invoice, what would the cash register be happy with? Discount, review, 3 stars, sum total. And not the sum total. 0 sum, Yelp. Total. Cost. Okay. Final total. You have cost. You have earnings. Final amount. But what is the final amount called that you are happy with? A balance. Profit. Profit. Oh, General. Oliver. Profit. Oh my gosh. How do you draw a profit? You guys got cash register. So I'm thinking that's good. Yeah, the bottom line, that was this part, the X's. And then I was like, the happy part, because you made a profit. I've never had a profit, that's why. Oh, General. General is thinking 10 seconds quicker. That was a hard one. That was a hard one. I was going to draw a swimmer and have the Olympics and have you say something like, it's a pro fit. Good job, General. Pro fit. Okay. Let's kick it back down. The hard. That is easy. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do it. I'm glad you didn't. All right. Here we go, people. A wobble, waves, Jaws, Free Willy, tentacles, Loch Ness, orca. The sea was angry that day, my friends. Caves, a fluke, a fin, said a fin, octopus, a fin. Dorsal fin, Devlin got it. A dorsal. Rick came right behind. Dorsal fin. Yeah, we'll move on. Boomerang on the water. Cake on the beach. Devlin got it. That's... yeah. Alright. That was a throwaway. I mean, it was hard. We're in the hard category. But... alright. Let's kick it up to very hard. Is anyone here a marine biologist? Why do you need a doctor? Oh my god! Oh no! Okay. Oh no! Okay. Again, YouTube gets shafted. I'm 7 messages before Devlin. I need to switch to Twitch. Ah. No. I don't know how to draw this. Okay. A log, a torch, a cannoli, a dowel. Break it down. Less complaining, more guessing, Rick. A telescope. Rock candy, Pringles, roll bread. Kaleidoscope. A carpet, candy roll. Cannoli. Sushi? Okay. You're on the right track. A sushi roll, soy sauce. Wasabi! Oh my god, wasabi! Wasabi! Wasabi umacorn! Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it. I was gonna draw a little cap here. Have the little... oh my god, you got it. Oh, umacorn. How? Wasabi. How is that wasabi? I was trying to get, General, I was trying to get sushi. And then what do you put? What do you dip it in? Like, I'm happy I got sushi. Like, you guys got a sushi roll. I'm totally happy. Made me think of wasabi. Oh, I'm telling you, that was hard. Good job, Uma. Actually, good job, everybody. Caroline, have a great day. Usually it is a little pinch on the platter rather than a bowl, but it's good. I know. Look, Devlin, as I drew the bowl, I went, that's not how it is. Yes, a small pinch of wasabi. That's why I'm like, oh no, that's why I draw the blob, and then I was going to draw the tube of how you buy wasabi, or at least here. Okay, good job. I'm happy with that. We're going to do two more. We're going to do a hard and a very hard, and then I'm going to have to call it a day. Wasabi. USB. Maybe someone really likes wasabi. Wasabi. Oh, we did plank. Oh no. How can I? You guys already guessed this one. I haven't done it before, but I don't want to redraw it. It was accounting. Accounting. You guys already guessed that. Ooh, that's a tough one to draw. Maybe? Yeah, okay. All right, let's get a layer. I think I want to do this a little bit different than normal. Let's do this. Wait. Okay. I'm kind of cheating here. Oof. A theater, cockpit, train. A stage, a cinema, a dance hall. A horse trailer from the inside. A bar, a rodeo. A rodeo. Evie. Yes. Oh, Evie. So, for those of you that do not know, great cowboy hats, thank you. This is from the clown's point of view. They are watching the gates. So this was going to be gate 1. This was going to be gate 2. And they're inside the gate for the Bronco busting or whatever they're doing. And then there's, of course, another gate here that is, this gate in the middle is for the barrel racing. Yes, I'm proud of myself there. Good job, Evie. I could have went in and like did some barrels. Never been to a rodeo, only seen them on TV. Have no idea there was so many gates. There's like 5 or 6 gates in some of them. Mutton busting is a big deal at San Antonio Rodeo. Little kids ride big sheep, hold on as long as they can. Where's the clown? I'm the clown. I'm the clown looking this way. Or you're the clown. Oh, wait. Evie. Put Evie. Nice job. I have started, to be honest, I've started to hate rodeos. I used to go to the rodeos all the time. Don't get me wrong. But I've gotten to the point that I do not enjoy watching people get hurt. And even the mutton busting. Those kids, some of them get the crap beat out of them. And I'm sorry, I just don't want to see that. We actually walked out of a rodeo. It was the fence, the arena was so small that even the sheep with the kids, they would run out and go straight across and run directly head first into the fence directly across, and the kid would go flying off and hit his helmet. Don't go to Spain. No, I love going to the bullfighting arenas. I love the history, the posters. Oh my God, the artwork. The artwork is amazing. I love doing that. I've been to, I don't know how many bullfighting arenas. Would I go to a bullfight? No, I probably wouldn't. Vikram, I saw that. They catch the bull. I have seen that. The safety equipment is much better now. The sheep aren't bad here. They only bad sweetly. It's nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with that. It's the fact of there's certain situations that they end up. Yeah, it's a fun festival, but it's dangerous. It's like running with the bulls. But they're trying to catch the bull. Yeah. It's banned to kill the bull. Good. It's stupidity. With bad design. These guys, I understand these guys are athletes. They're amazing athletes. I still don't want to see them get hurt. When you have an arena that is shaped wrong or just not properly done, and even the sheep are running into the fence, then when you come in and you have bull riders or bronco busters, and those, they come out and they go directly into the wall and they're smashing people. I don't want to see that. I turned on Netflix last night with the Olympics coming up, a downhill ski show, and I turned it off. I love watching skiing. I don't want to sit here and watch every crash put together, and then it's amazing that these athletes end up working their way back from injury. But there was some gore, some ripped up limbs that I did not need to see. I don't want to see. Yeah, it's not an enjoyment for me to see anybody in pain. You know, when I'm watching the Olympics, when I'm watching skiing, you know, here in Germany, we get all the winter games, we get all the World Cup events, and we can watch them all. So on a Sunday afternoon, we'll watch biathlon or we'll watch you know, skiing, ski jumping, all that stuff. And every time somebody goes down, and it could be slalom where it's not fast and they just go down on their side and it's fine and dandy. It's like, oh my God. Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to go to a car race and see wrecks. I don't mind some bumping. That's racing. I get it. I don't want to see a wreck. I don't need that. Okay. How did we get rodeo? Like, how did we get down that tangent? Rodeo. I was going to draw Rodeo Drive. And I'm like, yeah, nobody would get this. No, nobody would find this funny. Anything speedy is a little frightening. It is. And believe me, I love speed. I have no problem with my own broken bones, my own blood. I've broken every single finger at least once. I've broken my right hand in 3 different places. I've busted my nose up. I've had stitches everywhere. Like, I had a punch card at the hospital for, like, you know, frequent flyer miles. I have no problem with that. I just don't need to see anybody else's. Some bad experience at bumper cars. Oh, okay. Evie's been to Rodeo Drive, and she yelled at the people for riding horses. You know, it's animal cruelty. And they're like, what are you saying? There are no horses here. Come on. Come on. Tom won a trip to LA, and we stayed at the Hollywood Boulevard and had a meal on Rodeo Drive. It was okay. Meh. I went to the Sunset Strip. I jumped in wait. There's got to be a statute of limitations. I was close to the La Brea tar pits. Oh. Little kids do ride on goats, sheep, and calves, right? On Rodeo Drive? Yeah. Yes, they do. Oh my God, I'm going to ride a goat. Greatest of all time. During your activist era? No, during my stupidity college days. And having an older brother that get me into trouble. I went to college in LA. So it was like LA was my playground. Evie, don't be mean. Don't be mean. I spent a few years in LA. I got out. I went back like 2 years later and was like, I hate it here. Don't be mean. But what about Oregon? That's where I grew up. I grew up as not a tree hugger, but as a granola. You're very dramatic, good for being a presenter. I was an actor. I was an actor in Oregon long before I went to LA. Okay, I don't want to do this one. What policy did you let me watch? What policy did you do let me watch? Oh, plays? Everyone, I was on at the time. Here's my claim to fame. I was on the highest rated Japanese show at the time. I know I've told this story before. So there's this game show in Japan, and this was a long time ago. I won an acting prize for Godspell musical. I won money with my acting. No, I got paid. I was a professional for a long time. So I got a gig, and they're like, okay, this is what we're doing. So great. So the game show, what it was is you had like 4 people, and you had a scenario. They gave the contestants a scenario, and then they had to bid fake money on Midsummer's Night's Dream. And then they had to bid money, so at the end of the show, whoever had the most money. So it was these totally outrageous things. Now, what I had to do is I had to play a husband, a new husband whose wife is pregnant, about to give birth, and I'm washing my car, like how everybody washes their car. And then she comes out and she's like, "Oh, my water broke." And then I'm like, "Oh no." And I run up and I get her and we bring her down the steps. I put her in the car and I go racing down the road. And all of a sudden we get a flat tire. And I'm like, "Oh no." And then this big, beautiful bus pulls up. And Buzz Bundy, not from what's it called, Married with Children, but Buzz Bundy, the stuntman, is the stuntman who invented the car going up on 2 wheels for 007 movies. He was the stuntman that invented it. He was the stuntman that perfected it. He was a stuntman that did the stunt in all the old James Bond movies. And so he comes out of his car, out of this van, this huge, huge monster, beautiful bus. And he's like, "Is there a problem?" And I'm like, and she's like, "Oh, I'm having a baby." And so he looks at his two guys that get off the bus with him, and he's like, "Take care of it." They jump in. They pull me out of the car. They jump in. They race down the street. They come back. They put the car up on 2 wheels. The one guy climbs out, takes the wheel off, throws it, takes the spare tire out, puts it on, puts the bolts on. They land it. They whip it around. They pull up to me and they say, "Go right ahead." And I jump in and I drive off. Okay, that's the stunt. That's the whole scene. So Guinness Book of World Records was there. And it was, we broke so many records. We broke the shortest distance for the car to be up, the shortest amount of time for the car to be up and changing the tire, the shortest distance for the car to be up and change the tire, and the quickest tire change on two wheels. And I got the overacting Guinness Book of World Records for overacting. So then for that, we were on the Guinness Book of World Records show. And the funny thing is, so I'm sitting there and I get in the car and the woman, my wife, is the stunt, 91 maybe? A long time ago, I think 91. So she was a stunt person and I'm like, hey, there's a switch right here. What is that? And she's like, those are the brakes. And I'm like, what? She goes, oh yeah, because of centrifugal force, when we get the car up on two wheels, we have to flip that switch. That locks those two tires that are up off of the ground, so centrifugal force doesn't pull the car back down. So don't touch that. And I was like, wait a minute. Does this car, like, I'm ripping down this beautiful main street, this town, and I'm like, do we have brakes? And she's like, yeah, on two wheels. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, yeah. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I ended up getting a letter after it aired that it ended up being it was crazy stuff. It was like somebody was shooting blocks like this, some type of, there's some block game that you have this hammer and you're supposed to knock them out. So he had to use a sniper rifle from a certain distance and knock the blocks out. And another one was a helicopter that had a pencil hanging down from like an arm, and there was a limousine with the pencil sharpener on top, and he had to sharpen the pencil. Probably wouldn't fly this day and age. Probably not. Probably not. The funny thing is, I'm like, where'd you guys get the car? And they're like, it's a rental. We got it at the airport. I go, are you gonna fix it before you turn it back in? They're like, no, we got full coverage. I'm like, oh my God. Where did you rent that car from so I don't rent a car there in the next couple of years? Oh, fun days. Fun days. Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing now. Hold on. What am I doing? What am I drawing? Oh, okay, that's it. All right. I feel like you were I feel like they were winding you up. No, I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Oh, actually, thank you for that, Vikram. Okay. Here we go. Oh, to be young. Yeah. Should have just copied and pasted. Oh. It was cheaper to rent cars than vans, so we used to rent estate cars and take them back the back seats out. Wow. Though to be fair, we did once give a rental car back with half seat missing. We got a call. Oh, wow. All right. All right, anyway, let's get to this. Oh, son of a... You guys... Okay. Thank you, Rick. Diner, takeaway, a sack shop. Whoa. Takeout leftovers, a restaurant. Doggy bag, Joe's. Long haul train. Snake oil, dining car, school lunches. Oh, that's actually a really good guess. It's not it, but you guys are getting there. High school cantina. Sushi belt. A food court. Oh my gosh. Umacorn. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Uma. I mean, there's probably different, smarter ways that I could have done that. Holy cow. Food court. Wow. Okay. Ah, shoot. It's getting late. All right. All right. I screwed up. I'll give you one more because I screwed up on the sharing. So I apologize about that for everybody. Oh, we did that. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I am sharing. Remember those from Thailand? They're in every US mall. Every US mall. Food courts. Food courts. All right. A waterfall, an abyss, a cliff, deep. Evie got it. Evie got it with deep sea diving. Umacorn got it with deep sea, like a couple seconds later. It was deep. Wow. Wow. I cannot believe. I'll take it. You said the word. I'll take it. Dang. Good job. I had my vitamins today. Ah, me too. Um, Great job, everybody. You got some hard ones. The refrigerator was interesting. Sweater, I can't believe Evie got jumper in like 2 seconds. Profit, we got there. That was hard. Profit. Wasabi. Okay, I'm still proud of my sushi roll. I'm pretty happy. Ooh, Vikram. Also, rodeo. Happy with that. Happy with that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, Command S. So, in Jesus, an hour and 20 minutes. I got a lot to do. Dang, I should have stopped a long time ago. Hour and 20 minutes, I am going to be live with Jack. We're going to be finishing up our wine labels within on the Firefly Discord. And just FYI, France and Italy are tied 1-1. And why is the other game not here? Huh, okay. Maybe they canceled it. Let's see, what do we got? There's Adobe, is that ice hockey? Women's hockey, yes, ice hockey. Women's ice hockey. Don't be proud of the sushi roll you've constructed. I am, General. I am. And the whole purpose of this is to get me out of my comfort zone and to get drawing. This is making me using part of my brain that I don't use. So, you know, I have been told my entire life I'm a horrible drawer, and so I just stopped. And I refuse to draw. So I'm trying to get back into it. And this is making me so. You are not putting me down, General. I'm not taking that anymore. You chat with the honey blob or the humming blob. Yeah. It was a year until I drew again after that. What's the next stream? Vikram? I don't even know. Because today, I didn't come up with today's stream until like 15 minutes before the stream. Honey blob? Humming blob. Let me put it in chat. Where are you, Evie? You're on Twitch. The humming blob. I don't think you were around. So there is an amazing illustrator. His name is Chris Hall Draws, and he was streaming on Behance, and we became friends, and we decided to do a collaboration. And I would send him photos of some animal photography that I did, and he would draw them. And so we decided to do a full collaboration, whereas he would draw my images. And on one of the streams, I decided that I was going to draw along while he was drawing. I'm like, I don't draw, so I'm going to draw along. So I showed it at the end, and we had some technical issues, and it was a little thrown off, but I showed it at the end, and chat was vicious. Ripped me apart. Called it a humming blob and never let me forget it. So after that, I didn't draw again for over a year. I'm like, I'm not going to do it live. I'm not going to do it anytime. So, yeah. Meanies. Well, you know the funny thing is, Evie? When I was doing our icons, our emotes, I'm like, okay, I have to make a humming blob. So I made one really quick in Illustrator, and then Oliver was nice enough to find the video. And so I took a screenshot of it, And everybody was like, that's a nice hummingbird. And I was like, yeah, I know, I was proud of it. Okay, I really have to end. An hour and 15 minutes, I'm gonna be live with Jack on the Firefly Discord. Jump on over, we're finishing up wine label mock-ups. There's Adobe Live, check out everybody's stream this weekend. All that good stuff. Oh, why? And yeah, I will be back next week. I hope you all take care. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, everybody. Stay creative and just be nice. I will see you all in chat. Bye, everyone.